Okay, we are going to, excuse me, this is the continuation of the Mark II subframe rebuild. This is, as you can see, one of the suspension legs. This is the upper wishbone. The reason I'm showing you these photos is you must take as many pictures as you can. I know I keep droning on about this, but it tells you in this particular picture where the aluminum spacer goes and where the shims go, and also then you can see the orientation of the caliper. Now don't be confused by my pictures, because I took pictures of the left side and pictures of the right side. This one with the blue tape on it I can tell you is the left side. Why? Well, because I just happen to know that. So you mark yours as and how you want to, but when you do so, take lots of photographs, so you'll know which way this damn thing goes back together when you come to do it. Now this picture will show you which way the arms go on, where the bump stop goes, and which way up it goes to attach to the front subframe. And again showing you the orientation of the steering line, shall we call it, for the want of a better word, that attaches to the stub axle and the brake caliper. Again, make sure you get these right. Could be kind of tricky if you don't. Here we go. This is the Jaguar Mark II subframe part 4. Yes, the rebuild. Here you see the components. I've taken them apart, cleaned them with aircraft remover. They are now almost ready. Just got to clean this up a little bit more and clean these washers up a little bit more before I repowder coat them all. I've redone these, I guess you call them tie rod ends, and I've painted them, so they're redone as good as they're going to get. I didn't powder coat them because obviously the rubber boots would cause a problem, and once they're on the vehicle and the vehicle has had its tracking adjusted correctly, I will then be covering these areas up with some paint, but still leaving the nuts clear. One thing I would like to show you guys is this little kit here. Now, I have shown it in previous videos, but it's worth its bloody weight in gold. It is obviously a standard Jaguar size, or SAE. I believe I got it from Harbour Freight, and it is a Pittsburgh. It's brilliant. Cleaning out the threads, cleaning up the bolts. I think it cost me $40 or $50 for this complete kit, which to me was worth it. Just thought I'd throw that in. Alright, we are going to move on now and take these out the back and get them powder coated. These are all the nuts and bolts that I've taken out. As you can see, they're all stainless steel because I had replaced them all. And there's one last final piece that I won't be doing anything to, and that's it there. That's just the hub carrier, and there is no need to do that because it's okay. And obviously the rotor and caliper, brand new and fortunately didn't get touched. Hopefully the same applies to the other side. Alright, let me now get these powder coated, and I'll probably show you a little bit of the powder coating, not too much because I've shown it many times in my other videos, but for those of you that are only watching the subframe video, I'll show you how I do these. Okay, out to my little secret lair. This is now the left side of the front suspension that is going to go on the subframe. As you can see, it's covered in aircraft remover, and there are a few dry patches. You got to keep them wet. That way it makes the job a lot easier. Now I'm only doing one side at the moment. I will flip these over, but when I do flip them over, I will be using a pair of long nose pliers because I don't want to touch this stuff, of course. There, see how it's coming off there? Nice and easy. I do enjoy and I do like this stuff. It works very well. And on some powder coats I've discovered, it doesn't actually remove it, it just makes it soft. But when it does that, it scrapes off very easily, or what's the word? You know, you get a wire brush on it and it'll come off that way. So there we go. All right, let's lock this off. All right, here's one piece that is now done. I stripped this off and have repainted it. I tried to make a colour that wasn't too outlandish, and I wanted a basic aluminum look because this is aluminum, or as it really should be called, aluminium. Not much to say about it. This had already been rebuilt. It's nicely sealed, so I had nothing better to do or nothing more to do than clean it up, mask up the shafts, and give it a good lick of primer and then a good lick of paint. I'm quite pleased with the result. Remember, this piece of crap is 1964. It's old. It's not as old as me, but it's old, and I don't think it looks too bad. And yeah, I know it's going to be buried down in the engine compartment and nobody will ever see it, but just thought I'd show you that before she goes back onto the subframe. Alright, here are the components now, repowder coated and looking resplendent. Looking forward to getting these things back together. Do have to clean out the threads first in there. I will run a dye rather over these threads as well, just to make sure. What else do we have here? The nylock nuts, I don't want to, you know, these are stainless steel nylocs. You really shouldn't reuse a nylock. However, I'm going to reuse these, but I'm going to put Loctite on them just to make me feel happier. I will be greasing up these, of course, once I put them, when I'm putting them back in. And obviously the shaft here will be greased as well. One thing I did want to mention to you is that two of these washers, if you look at them, they have a recess in them. Now that recess, when it goes on, if I can get it to go on, there, so that when this goes on, there is a little space for the center piece to rest into, and then obviously the normal washer goes on the outside and then the locking nut. Alright, just wanted to point that out because the washers, well obviously the washers are different, you can't put the wrong one on, but you can put this one on the wrong way round, and it does go with the flat side to there and the cut out piece facing outwards. Alright, let's get started. There is one essential tool that I have failed to mention in all of this, and that's this. Grab yourself a box of wine, a big ass glass, fill it full of ice, otherwise you're going to get really pickled. That dilutes the wine as you drink it, but it still tastes good. There you go. Some of the items that I mentioned before is that we should clean these threads. It is a 3/8 24 pitch, and you just want to run the die through the tap through, and take it easy. If you feel it binding, back off, forward, back, forward, back. Long, laborious process, but it's well worth it in the end of the day. Now on my tap I have put this, I use this a lot, it's copper grease. Copper grease. I haven't seen it over here in America in tubs like this. You probably can get it. I just get my son to ship it over to me every time I get low. So I've always got a good supply of it in. And that's it. So you've got to do that to every hole. I've put these bushes in, and I've put copper grease on them as well. I've put copper grease between the rubber and the metal. It doesn't need it, but in the future, you know, should this get wet, then at least the rubber bushes won't be corroded to the arm, and the arm will not be eaten away. That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. Next is to get this little beastie here, get these bushes done, and again I'll do the same process, grease them up, put the washers on, and then we can attach it to the come on, speak to the stub axle. So they go into these items here, and then this goes back onto the stub axle, and then, as you will recall from previous video, you need to know where the thick lump goes and the shims go. And then obviously we will replace this. So we're getting there. It's a slow process, but I guess it's kind of satisfying. As I've mentioned before, it's disappointing I'm doing this for the second time around due to the fact that it got paint on it. But there you go, shit happens. Deal with it, move on. There you go. Alright, next I'll push those bushes in. You don't really need to sit and watch me do that. You can figure out how to put a bush in and put grease on it before you put it in the hole. And then we'll start assembling everything. Right, here we go for the next assembly piece. These are now ready. So we have, this is the thick part of this bracket, and that is where this bump stop resides. Then it goes on to the ball joint. So we have these two lovely little bolts here, stainless steel. Let's get them in place. Now I'm not doing things up tight, I'm merely just going to put it together, because when I go to attach it to the rest of it, I want to make sure I can, rather than struggle with it. So here we go, let's get this in here. And because it's rubber, they kind of move a bit anyway, as you can see. And I'm saying rubber, that mine are actually polyurethane bushes. I believe that's the best thing to do. So that's those done there. We will need these two nuts. Just going to put it on there for the moment, and this is just to hold it on. These I will, once I get everything together, these I will put back on with Loctite. I'm just doing them up at the moment so that things don't fall off. Right, so next is to get the hub up here, hubba, and attach this. Do remember where these pieces went. Did this go here or did it go there? Oh, I'm not sure. Did that, oh, now which way round was this? That's why I took photographs. My memory's good, but it ain't that fucking good. Alright, so let's get the hub up here, hubba, and do that, and then we'll deal with the lower wishbone. Alright, having referred to my photographs, I know that the aluminium spacer goes here, and the shims go this side. Note, there are two different length bolts, because there are two different holes. So let us see what we can do. Now what I do need to do is stop being an idiot, take that nut off of there, knowing full well that this is going to go in here. Let me just, whoa, 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 back, baby, back. My baby back, my baby back. I want my baby back ribs. Yeah, fat bastard. Okay, let's get that through there. Come on. Go through. And you... Whoops, should have taken that nut off too, shouldn't I? Stupid boy. Oh, where's my washer? Shit, I've lost a washer. Oh no, it's on there. God, that really would be dangerous with half a brain cell. It's a little fiddly, this, as you can tell. Fiddly diddly dee. Okay, I'm getting closer. It's getting better all the time, as the Beatles said. Where's my little rubber hammer? There we go. Maybe this will help. There we go. Now we've got to try and line this one up and line that one up. Not so easy, huh? This is why I left everything loose. Oh dear. Really does want to fight you all the way, I tell you. Need to loosen them off a little bit. And I'm going to loosen those nuts a little bit. Give me a bit more play. Oh, come along, get in the hole. There we go. Okay, that's one down. Two down. Oh no, he forgot those other shims. Well, it doesn't matter, because look at them. They got a slot and oops, they got a little hole there. And that needs to come apart a little bit more, so I need a little tool to pry it open. Just a little bit. That's too big. That should do it. Let me see. How do we do this? Ah, yes. Oh no, it doesn't go easy, does it? So, let me try. There we go. Stupid boy. There we go. Alright, there we go. Bring those down. Okay, you saw how I did that, so don't make the mistake I did. Alright, this is all now going together rather nicely. Alright, so we are now pretty much golden on that. Got to tighten these up. Not going to show you me tightening me nuts, woo, because it makes my eyes water. We do have this to put on, and don't forget, ouch, well, I say don't forget, you probably won't have this problem, but I've upgraded the brake, so that washer has to go in behind. So goes like that, or is it like that? Ha 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 ha! It's like that, you stupid boy. And then this goes through here, through that washer, and fits nicely into a hole. So this is me doing them loose. As I said, I'm going to do all of these with Loctite. That's how it will go. Ah, I need to clean this out. I forgot to put a bung in there when I was powder coating, and you want that to be a nice snug fit on there. So I've got to clean this out first before I install it, and then it will go on there and the nut will go on. Okay, so it'll be like that, and then like that, but that is not going to happen until I have cleaned that out. And then I will do the rest of these nuts up after Loctiting them. That will be this assembly done and ready. Now I'm not going to show you the other side, it's exactly the same. When I start to assemble this onto the subframe, that's when we'll move on to the next part. For the moment, I am going to finish editing and get this out there so you guys have got something to look at. And I will complete doing this and we will be ready to rock and roll on the next part once I've finished editing this part. Okay, and as you can see, everything's now moved nice and easy. Alright. This really has nothing much to do with the subframe, a little bit, but I had to record this, it just arrived. And you know what it's like when I do these videos of unpacking, so I don't know, some people seem to get excited by it. I mean, I'm excited because it's for me. I don't know if you'd be excited. However, look at what I got. Look at those beautiful clips. Yeah, now I don't need them yet, that's true. But these are going to be for my fuel lines and my brake lines. All I've got to do is I've got to get myself some stainless steel screws. Oh dear, it's made in China, what a pity. Yeah, that sucks. I was kind of hoping it wasn't. I thought they were made in America. Oh well. Alright, well, it's too bad now. I've bought them. So yeah, these are going to hold, you know, the brake lines, the fuel lines, and anything else that I need them to hold. They weren't very expensive. I think it was like $17 or something like that, maybe $20. So we got 12 at a quarter, 10 at 5/16, 10 at 3/8, 8 at half, 8 at 5/8, and 4 at 3/4. Don't they look beautiful? I'm sorry, even though they're made in China, they still look beautiful to me. Yeah, when they're on the car, they're going to look even better. Alright, and so what else did you buy, Gary? Well, let me show you, children. I bought something that really is going to be used on the subframe. Once I get it open, it will anyway. Help! I can't get in! I think I got these from Harbour Freight. They're now sharp. And what we have here is a grommet kit. Now this grommet kit is sealed for life. Let's just try. As I said, that's sharp. And you need sharp tools, guys. Fuck around with blunt ones, you're going to hurt yourself. Same as kitchen knives. Yeah, look at these different size blind grommets. Now, if I needed them to be open, obviously I could just cut the middle out. But in my subframe, as you will recall, I did drill a hole. There were other holes there. And I wanted something nice to fill in the holes. And rather than buy one or two, I thought, I'll buy the set, because I know there's going to be other holes that I need to cover up. And hopefully you can see that. 50 pieces of the little E's, then 40, then 30, 20, 10, 10, 10. Again, I think these were 17 and maybe they were 23, something like that, and then there was shipping and tax on top. So 2 beautiful packages. Alright, that really is the end of this video.